Okay, so now it's actually time to start the conversion, turning the Thunder Tiger Tomahawk Nitro ST truck into brushless power. So I've got everything laid out, so it's actually start the conversion. I hope you all enjoy the video, so let the build begin. Okay, so the motor is mounted to the chassis. It's actually mounted really nicely. I've got a good gear mesh on there, just how I like it. Basically, I want the main gear to have the minutest bit of movement on the pinion gear. You don't want it too tight, but you don't want it too loose. But that, straighten my wheels up, that feels really nice, really smooth. As you saw, hopefully in the video, got some bolts on the bottom and then the nuts on the top. So that's gonna work out nicely. Now I need to actually do the battery tray. So if I get the battery tray, and we're going to mount the battery tray here. Unfortunately though, I've got to put the bolts on the bottom of the chassis for the battery tray, because you don't want bolts inside the actual tray itself because of the battery. So I'm going to reposition the camera, get some music going and carry on with the build. Okay, so I've now fitted the battery tray. That's nice and secure on the chassis. That is not going nowhere. I thought I'd put 3 nuts and bolts in there. Now the bolts are quite nicely flush, so that's not going to affect the battery, and we're only going to be using hard cased batteries in this, but I'll probably put a little bit of foam on the inside anyway. Now unfortunately the bolts that I had, the hex bolts, they were either too long or too short. As you can see there, there's probably 2 to 3 mil coming off of the chassis. So what I'm going to do before the proper run, I'm going to cut those threads down a little bit, just to make it a little bit nicer. And also what I'm going to do is, once the whole thing's built, I'm going to probably take everything apart one more time and just put some Loctite on everything, even though I've used locking nuts, so in theory they shouldn't come undone. It's better to just put a bit of Loctite on there anyway, but because of how easy this is, even if I don't, there's like what, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts that I've got to check, so I can just check that after every run if I want to. Okay, so what we do now, let's start to put the electrics in there. It's coming together quite nicely, so let's put the electrics together. I apologise guys if the camera views are not great, but I can only do what I can do. I've got to make it easy so I can actually do the job and see what I'm doing, but I'm sure this will still be interesting for a few of you anyway. And once it's done, obviously you're going to see some running footage and stuff like that. And this is a basic, simple conversion anyway, guys. So let's crack on, get the electrics in. Okay then, so the build is finished. The Thunder Tiger Tomahawk ST is now brushless powered. The build actually went quite well. Very simple, very easy. The gear mesh is really nice. So let's actually turn it on and get some power going to it. Awesome. Okay, so one thing I have noticed, the steering servo is a bit too slow for my liking. So we're going to actually change that out, but let's give it a bit of power. Nice, works pretty well, doesn't it? So looking forward to taking this out. Now what we're going to be doing with this, we're basically going to be bashing it, killing it, then cannibalizing it. We're going to basically just run it until it dies, which I can't see it lasting that long, to be honest. But we're going to take these wheels off, put them on something else, maybe take the shocks off, obviously reuse the electrics on other models. But yeah, this was just a little fun project. Hope you liked it, guys. If you did, please, as always, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and if you are subscribed, please hit that bell notification button so you can stay up to date on all my up and coming videos. Now within the next week or so we'll take this out, give it a good bash. Obviously I will do that on video so you guys can get to see it run. So yeah, that is it for this one guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Happy RCing. Take care. Bye bye.